Hi, I'm going to make a short video about a research article, which named Corporal Punishment and Children Adjustment. This article is written by three authors, Dr. Catherine J. Oscon, Dr. Paul J. Frick. Both of them come from the Department of Psychology of University of New Orleans. And the other one is Dr. S. Dawn Bolden, which is come from the Department of Psychology of University of Alabama. In this article, it's going to talk about the relation of corporal punishment and children adjustment. Corporal punishment is well known as the common method used by the parents to discipline their own child. Indeed, 94% of the parents admit that they have used some sort of corporal punishment to their own child, and 75% of college students have experienced some sort of corporal punishment as well. But on the use of corporal punishment, there is an intense debate on two sides of people. One side of people would think that corporal punishment is a must for the parents to discipline their own child. But on the other side, they think that it's an act of aggression which should be banned by law. In some study before, which investigate the association between corporal punishment and children adjustment, it gives rather a negative picture of effect of corporal punishment on children adjustment. The only positive effect is the children immediately listen to the parents' command. In order to find out the relation of corporal punishment and children adjustment in the experiment, aims should be made for the experiment setup. As you can see in the picture, several aims have made for this experimental setup. To investigate the use of corporal punishment, which correlated to both emotional and behavioral adjustment, it would be the main aim of the whole investigation. Also, to investigate the relation between the level of corporal punishment and problem created in children adjustment. Other than that, to address the role of potential moderator on the relation between child adjustment and the corporal punishment is used as well. Based on the aim, some hypotheses should be made. In this slide, you will see several hypotheses made in this research. At a study of last year in 1986, it stated that the frequency of aggressive behavior increased as the frequency of spanking increased as well. By this, we can make hypotheses of as the level of corporal punishment increase, then the difficulty of adjusting the child's behavior should be increased as well. Also, there is still possible for both low or very high level of corporal punishment, which correlated with adjustment problem in children. Also, we can make hypotheses that mild corporal punishment would result in a negative effect on the development on children's self-concept. Also, we have to admit there must be some factor which may have the power to determine the effect on corporal punishment on children adjustment. Based on the variation of definition of corporal punishment, there should be some moderator which would determine the effect of corporal punishment on children adjustment. Moderator like children's personality, ethnicity of family, or even where the corporal punishment takes place, would determine the effect on corporal punishment on children adjustment. The participant in experiment is produced by two-step random sampling. In the first step, 4,000 parents of students in the 3rd, 4th, 6th, and 7th grade of two school systems is being chosen in the Southeast United States. One school system is in the urban area, while the other one is in the rural area. After the first phase of screening, a total of 1,136 participants was held. This student was divided into groups which based on the combined rating of conduct problem symptoms, which rated by the parents and the teachers. After that, 50 in each group is being picked as the sample. Different measurement is being used in this experiment. For example, like the frequency of corporal punishment. This is measured by interview with the participant families. Also, we have conduct problem. It was measured by aggression and conduct problem scale of behavior assessment schedule for children parents rating scale. This behavior rate on 4-point scale from never to always. Several scale from BASP as indicator of children's emotion adjustment is being used in self-concept. Self-esteem, self-reliance, sense of inadequacy, and depression is being measured. The family climate is measured by 73 items scale of assessed parenting beliefs, which is from the idea about parenting measure. Rate along 9-point scale is being used in this measure. At last, impulsivity overactivity is being measured as well. All the children are tested by 2 test sections by administration of APQ telephone. Both children and their parents is being interviewed individually to obtain more accurate result. A multivariate analysis is being used to examine the relation between corporal punishment and the 4 measures of self-concept, with the race, IQ, age, and gender. The mean of self-esteem score for no corporal punishment group was significantly higher than the mean score for the low corporal punishment group. The means for the no corporal punishment and low corporal punishment groups. There is not significant difference from each other, but there is a significant lower than the score for the high corporal punishment group. For the corporal punishment and conduct problem behavior part, a second multi-variation analysis is being used to examine the relation between corporal punishment and the 6th measure of conduct problem behavior. In each case, the group have high on corporal punishment, differs significantly from the no corporal punishment group. The high corporal punishment group only differ from the low corporal punishment group on 2 BASE scale. On the effect of grade cohort, age still have the moderate effect on the use of corporate punishment and child adjustment. There exists a strong association between corporal punishment and conduct problem from family low on authoritative parenting. But there is no significant association between corporal punishment and conduct problem for children from family high on authoritative parenting. At last, we come up with the conclusion. Corporal punishment may result in a more negative outcome in children. More different forms of discipline methods should be used. The effect of high-level use of corporal punishment on emotional well-being students is similar among the moderate variables. But the association is the strongest on the children who were impulsive or didn't have a warm family support. The use of corporal punishment was associated with problems in both emotional and behavioral adjustment. In this study, there should be some limitation. For example, the sample size of the study. The sample size of the study is only consists of 98 participants. In this small group of people, we are hardly to generalize our study or our result into a large population. Also, the limited time window for interview is another limitation. Because in the interview, it has to assess the frequency of punishment used by the parents in the last few weeks. In the week's time is too narrow because there must be some infrequent corporal punishment user, and they may not be captured in this experiment. So we will group them into no corporal punishment group. By this, there will be error in our data. This is pretty much of my presentation. Thank you.